What's up, everybody? Good day. Welcome to Riding with BCray. Today, we're riding to the VA, to physical therapy. But anyway, if you're new to my channel, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I am BCray. We talk about stuff on my way to my destination. And like I said, we're on our way to Hampton, Virginia, so I can do my physical therapy for my knees, because they still hurt. But let's get into what we're talking about today. I know a lot of y'all have been waiting for me to talk about this, so let's talk about it. Today we're going to talk about the attack on Iran, or the war in Iran, or however y'all want to describe it. I call it the attack in Iran right now. Please hold while I adjust this mic, because I don't like this mic all up on my neck. So if you heard noise, it's the mic. All right, so I put on the seatbelt. All right, so let's talk about it. So last week or last weekend, I think it was somewhere last weekend. No, weekend for last. Commander-in-Chief decided he wanted to end talks with Iran. He wanted to end nuclear talks with Iran, and he wanted to bomb nuclear sites and things like that in Iran, along with the help of Israel. All right, so much to unfold there, and I'm not going to go into all that unfolding things. These are the things I'm going to look at. These things I'm looking at from kind of a different perspective. We're at war. He's talking about maybe boots on ground. Right now, it's been just a total annihilation of just air and gaining air superiority, which simply means that we control the air. If you ever heard them say that we're trying to get air superiority, is then we're trying to control all air around Iran. That's all of what they're saying. First, I want to say thank you to all the men and women who wear uniforms, who's out there doing their thing, even though I know a lot of them does not agree with this war whatsoever. What I'm going to take from that is I am no longer what I'm looking for. I'm no longer involved in like intel talks anymore, so I don't know what's going on outside of what's said in the news. But what I will say is you got to take the news with a grain of salt, people. You got to look at the news and look at it with a grain of salt, because what they tell you is not everything of what's going on. There's a lot of secret stuff and TAD and top secret stuff that they're not telling you about this war. So please take it with a grain of salt. I'm not saying I'm for this war. I'm not saying I'm against this war. What I am saying is you got to take it for a grain of salt and do some homework before you crush everything about what is going on. So please do your homework. Ayatollah have been around for a while, and they have done a lot of things to the U.S. I'm just going to leave it at that. All right. So this is my take on it. We have people fighting the war right now, and he's talking about maybe ground troops going in a few weeks. Ground troops mean they're going to be boots on ground. Boots on ground mean they're going to be military people inside of Iran trying to destroy anything that they can use to make nuclear bombs or bombs that can reach the United States of America, right? Got that part. It's not our choice to make. All we can do at this point is just support the men and women that's over there doing it. That's all we can do at this point, all right? Here is my issue on it. VA. Yeah, I'm coming for you. VA. If y'all remember, Trump went through and gutted a lot of these DOD, VA positions. He gutted a lot of positions. Now you're starting a lot of war. What have history shown us is when the war is over, a lot of people get out of the military. When they get out of the military, that means they would need VA support. And right now, VA doesn't have the bodies to support that. So you're starting a war and you haven't even got your VA taken care of, or either to a number to where they can help these people. You got the VA still struggling to help people from Desert Storm, Desert Shield. VA is so backlogged right now that people can't even get the help that they need. And then the VA is also so confused on rules and regulations that they are screwing up they're screwing up people who is doing stuff right. Imagine if people who don't understand the VA system who's coming back from war. That's my problem. That is my issue. We can go to war. At the end of the day, President Trump, Orange Basketball, have made the decision. We're going to war. There's not much we can do about it. Congress are acting like little pansies, and the House of Representatives are acting like little pansies because they're scared to go against Trump. So that's that. All right. But the problem is this. We need to put our feet on the necks of our representatives and our congressmen when it comes to VA. Especially when it comes to veterans and people that's getting out in the military. It's time to put our foot on their neck. They need to hire more people to help at the VA. It should not take, prime example, me. It should not take me during the year to get my stuff reevaluated. It is taking people months and years to get stuff done. It should not be so much red tape to get stuff done that it just confuses you and frustrates you when it comes to get your stuff looked at by the VA. It should not be none of that. The VA should be easy, just like the military was. That's what people understand. That's what veterans understand. VA should not be 800 pounds of red tape because you don't want to give veterans their money who went out here, who fought wars, who got hurt, just not physically, but also mentally. Yes, I said it. Yeah, I can say it now because I don't wear a uniform anymore. That's what needs to happen. It's easy to go to war. It's easy to go out there, drop bombs at war. It's easy to sleep on the side of the street. It's easy to stay up 24, 48, 72, 62 hours and then get up in the morning and do your job. It's easy for all that, but it's mentally draining. It's mentally draining. And then coming back home and dealing with the world as a whole when you've been dealing with all this war stuff, it is mentally draining. And VA is not equipped for that because you fired everybody. You fired the whole VA. Or you made them retire, or you made them quit. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing. You got seven military people who have died in this Iran war right now. And then you got this little pansy called the Secretary of Defense, because he's not the Secretary of War. Actually, he's the Secretary of Stupidity. Sitting there saying more people are going to die. What a stupid way to say that to the world. That's just stupid. While I'm on this junkie, this alcoholic, I want to say, why is he always angry when he's at the press conference? Why are you always angry? Why are you angry at 10 o'clock in the morning? Why are you angry? Bruh, you used to be media your own self. So why are you mad at the media? Because they're holding you to a standard. They're forcing you to ask questions that you don't want to answer. They're forcing you to do your job. They're forcing you to tell stuff that you're trying to hide from the American people. Oops. You're always mad. This dude act like Secretary of War or Secretary of Defense, whatever you want to call his punk ass. He act like one of these people who got picked on in school so much, and now they gave him a little power. He don't know how to act. That's how he acts. He's the dumbest person ever walked on this earth, and he's leading our military. It is a shame. It is a shame to see. It is a shame to hear. And I just pray for all our men and women that's out there. They got to be led by this clown, because that's all he is. Matter of fact, you want to call a spade a spade? The whole Trump administration is just nothing but clowns, and the White House ain't nothing but just a circus. That's all it is, people. But let me know in the comments how you feel about this whole thing. How do you feel about the war? Do you think VA is gonna be prepared to help after this war is over with? Do you really think VA is gonna be prepared to help? Because personally, I don't think so. Because we still got so many people from previous wars that's already messed up and they still can't get the help that they need. So continue to pray for them as well. Continue to pray for each other. Continue to pray for all our leaders that's out there leading all our men and women into battle. And continue to pray for all the civilians over there in Iran who just in the middle of this. That's just smack in the middle of this. Pray for the people that's in Qatar and then in Kuwait, and just they're just in the middle of this so-called war. But people, keep in mind, I love and appreciate every single last one of y'all. Thank you for all you do. Continue to be blessed. Continue to hug, smile, and appreciate each other. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.
like that.